I'm in now. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, no, you're right, that's fine. Okay, 3 minutes.
You have a good time? Okay, so we're gonna take some photos. 3, 2, 1, Banzai! All right, thank you very much, everybody. Yeah!
Whoa! Good evening, everybody, and welcome from Tokyo. We're 18 floors above Shibuya in Sok Bathhouse, and we couldn't be happier. We've had a few technical glitches to get this going, but we want to thank you for your patience. And yeah, we're here to help launch Tokyo Design Week, which is in its 4th year.
Is that mute?
Astrid, we're all good.
Okay.
So we're trying lots of new technology. We can zoom in, and I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to get a nod from Brian in a second. But anyway, welcome to Tokyo. Welcome to Sok Bathhouse. And I want to say hi to all our presenters that will be joining us from around the world. It's a hybrid event tonight, and I'd like you to turn your cameras and microphones on if you're visiting from Shanghai or Stockholm or Hong Kong. Please say hi and open up your cameras.
Hey Mark, can you hear me?
And can we also ask everybody from Japan just to come in? Don't trip over the mic stand. Just come in a little bit closer, just to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hello, Tokyo.
We have Ashizawa-san, Akiyama-san, Toda-san. So please say hi. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Ola. Michael, we can't see you.
Okay, let me see. I probably not.
Great to see you.
Oh no, what's happened?
Yay, we love that watch,
hey.
man.
Hi, hello from Hong Kong.
How are you? We've managed to brave all those technical issues, and we're going to bring a really great night to you. So thank you for joining us. We're going to say a little goodbye to you now, and we'll see you back on the stage in the bath in a few minutes. Thank you. So, yeah, wow, what a night. 18 floors above Tokyo. The weather stayed good. It's an outdoor bath, and we're really, really happy to invite these great speakers to help kick off PechaKucha Night. So, this is Astrid Klein.
And this is Mark Dyson.
And we're Klein Dyson Architecture here in Tokyo.
You probably know us from a long time ago when we came up with PechaKucha. And the beautiful format that prevents two chatty people from hugging the mic for too long. And I really have to shout because the mic is over there. Anyway, I hope you can hear me.
Astrid, why don't you tell us where we are and what the significance of the cat is behind us?
Okay, we are in Shibuya, above the tracks, bang in the center of Tokyo, and it's 18 stories up on top of the hotel. And this is Sok, and you will hear a little bit more about Sok later on from Toyada-san, I hope. And this is a beautiful Maneki Neko, a welcome cat, which is hoping that you will all one day come and soak your feet in this really beautiful hot bath, like me.
So as you know, PechaKucha started in Tokyo in our beloved Super Deluxe many years ago. And it was a way, as Astrid said, to stop architects from talking too much and going on about, things that are not that interesting. So it's like 20 slides, 20 seconds. But it grew all around the world. And today, amazingly, we've spread from a one-off event in Tokyo to 1,245 cities, which is amazing. But what happened in March is suddenly we have about 120 events around the world each month. That went to 0 because of what. But what was amazing, on the 9th of April, we held our first event online on Zoom, just like this. And we named it Inspire because, in fact, during this pandemic, there are quite difficult moments, but there's a lot of creativity that comes out. And this Inspire project has run all around the world. We've held over 150 events. But this is our first event we've run from a bath. So pretty interesting.
And flamingos.
And flamingos, yeah, you'll see the flamingos later. We have not a flock of flamingos, you'd say a flamboyance of flamingos. We have many, many fantastic flamingos. So yeah, it's been interesting because going into this virtual environment's allowed us to connect with other people around the world. That's what we'll be doing tonight. Astrid might say one or two Japanese.
皆さん、渋谷の、シークエンスのホテルの上で、ソークから暖かい足湯、の中で、ペチャクチャナイトにようこそ。世界中でつながってるので、なんか本当は全部、日本語で、もうやりたいんですけれども、全部できなくて、ご了承してください。でもなんか楽しく、やってますので、よかったらぜひ、参加してください。
Well, thank you, Astrid. So we're going to get moving, and we're going to invite our first speaker up. Who's a very good friend of ours in Tokyo, and he does some amazing, amazing work. And please come, Akiyama-san. Let me get you in the middle there. Yep. And we're going to sit outside. The microphone is there. How's the sound happening, Brian? Are we good?
It's okay.
Maybe we ought to grab the mic and maybe take it off the microphone stand.
Oh yeah, closer.
That's good. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for inviting.
What happens in PechaKucha is that we don't normally do a big introduction. We'll hear your work and we'll have a little chat afterwards. So the 20 slides are yours, and over to you.
All right.
So we're going to give you, we have a new countdown clock. So this gives you a little countdown.
Wow, already started. Can I stand? Okay.
Yeah, you can stand.
Okay. So my name is Keiji Ashizawa. So I'm an architecture designer and also the interior designer. And then my studio, actually I have a 3 studio, more like a workshop and a guest house and more like a studio architecture. So then for us, it's really important to collaborate with many creative people. So first project to show, it's a Kinuta Terrace, is an interior project and landscape project. I collaborated with the Danish architects, Gnome architects from Copenhagen. They are very, very talented. So we designed the interior design, also the furniture design. So our aim is not only the interior design, we designed all furniture. So because many old talented architects design interior design, also the furniture design to create space. So as an architect, I really want to create, more like surroundings. So that's why that we try to design everything, furniture and the space, and also pick up the nice textile and the rug, and also the styling. So we did, and also we invited more like Karimoku. It's a furniture maker in Japan. It's the biggest, actually, the wooden furniture brand. So they help us to create all furniture. So then we are really happy to have this result. It's not only the interior design, the furniture, and then also the inspired from space. So then it's also even for us, it's a very surprising. Not only the interior design, we designed the old furniture. Spaces are completely different. Actually, it's not so amazing space, but we can get a really good result. So then, so Karimoku and us, we decided to create a new brand, new collection, the Karimoku case study from the Karimoku. So then we showed Copenhagen, and also that we showed in Tokyo and Axis Gallery. But at the same time, after this collaboration, so we decided to have more like so some project, and also the interior project or architecture project, also the furniture project. So we got the Blue Bottle Coffee interior design project. So then we decided to collaborate with Nomo Architects and also the Karimoku in the furniture brand. And then we designed all furniture in this space. So even outside the furniture. So then we created the space and also the landscaping. So actually this project is more important to think about the landscape actually. So that's why that we designed the kind of a round counter, because of so then so people can think inside the counter is more like a center of the park, center of the landscape, and also that we open the doors and everything, and then we connected with the landscape and the interior design, and then so all furniture, all wooden panels made by the Karimoku, so then we can almost control everything, even the lighting. It's not so easy, it's only an interior design project to collaborate with a furniture brand, but it's a fantastic experience. So actually I love this picture because I actually not only the interior design, I designed the landscape. I put the crumpy, not crump. It's more like a sculpture next to our furniture. So then we created in the landscape, and then so this idea brings kind of a new idea. So then I got another project is for 9 hours. It's amazing, the capsule hotel brand. So you can see that you are really futuristic interior design, but also I designed the kind of a rooftop space. It's more like it's a capsule hotel. It's quite individual small space, but I really want to create more like open to the to connect to the city space. So then I put my furniture from Karimoku case study. I designed for the Kinuta Terrace. It's a former project. So I resized the sofa and to create a lounge, and then so then yeah, it's the last project I really want to show today about the Ishinomaki Laboratory, my passion project. It's since 2011, after the big earthquake and the tsunami, I decided to have a small workshop in Ishinomaki. It's a most disaster area, and then kind of a public workshop. And then at first it's more like to communicate with the local people, so that to create a workshop. But after that, I decided to have a furniture brand there. So because I really want to keep this brand, so then I asked many designers. So then to create many furniture, but at the same time, so many architects help us to use our furniture. So then it's many space use our furniture. So also the many brands, the Blue Bottle Coffee and the Lalpa, and also the Arata Isozaki. And then now it's our Ishinomaki Laboratory is spreading in all over the world. So many collaborators produce our furniture. It's from Detroit and Berlin and London, and now it's Copenhagen and also the Manila. And then so we started to have a made in local project. And then yeah, last picture that I really want to say, actually we finally have a beautiful showroom in Ishinomaki. It's a disaster area, but at the same time we have a guest room, so you can stay there. You can feel the furniture. You can feel the situation of the kind of the recovering the situation. That's all. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's about as far as it will go at the moment.
I think it's to say that Ashizawa-san does, his philosophy is to do very honest furniture, right?
Yeah.
And very plain to understand how it goes together. And I think that's half the beauty of it, is knowing how to together. Thank you very much.
But I think it's also interesting, all in a difficult moment around the world, and it's very interesting that through these difficult moments, really interesting things come out, yeah, including your Ishinomaki Lab, and that's become a global project.
That's true.
Which is really amazing.
Yeah, somehow.
なんか一言日本人
あ、もちろんもちろんもちろん。そうですね。そうですね。インスタグラム見てもらって。そんなことない。ありがとうございます。そんなこと言わないで。ありがとうございます。本当に呼んでくれてありがとう。Thanks for inviting. Thank you very much.
So how's that sound doing, Brian? So how's that sound doing, Brian? Are we good?
Everybody needs to have the mic right in their hands.
Okay. So. We good, Brian? Yeah. We good, Brian? Yeah. Probably mute yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Or me.
Michael, go ahead and come.
What do you mean by,
Okay. I'm unmuted.
Michael, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can't see you though.
Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can figure something out then.
Figure this technology out.
Oh my gosh. Start video. What am I supposed to do here?
You had it last time, yeah?
Press the video.
Press video. Okay.
Yeah.
It says the host has disabled the video.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, give us 1 second.
Oh,
there we go, Michael. Fantastic.
Oh, really?
Well, Michael, again, is a really fantastic friend. We've met him many times here in Tokyo and around the world. And going back when it was Design Week here in Tokyo, Michael designed the show. And he's a really integral part of Tokyo, or has been. And we really hope soon we can be connected with an airport to Hong Kong. So I'm going to hand over to you. We can have a chat on the other side, Michael. So
okay.
20 slides are yours.
Do I get to see my slides on here?
No, you're all going to. Can you see your screen?
I can see my screen. Yes.
Okay.
No,
so we're going to give you a 5-second countdown, and the 20 slides of yours.
Cool. Okay. Thanks. I will wait for that. But thank you for the invitation, guys. Okay. And I remember Super Deluxe a long time ago. Okay. So look, I want to start it off. One of the reasons I ended up in Tokyo was because of this man. Sadly, Sir Terence Conran, who passed away recently, was one of the first men to advocate my work in London, and then in Paris, and then in Tokyo. And this was a photograph from 20 years ago. And these are my kids. This is Ruben Michael Young. The blondie is Jasper Wilde Young. And the little one is Freddie Mars Young. This was 1 year ago. Because of COVID, we haven't seen each other for 1 year now coming up. But yeah, we're hoping that's going to end soon. And hey, so normally we do a lot of branding. And I decided that when I opened my studio in Shenzhen, I'd open my new bar. And rather than spend 6 weeks on branding, I did the graphic design in about 2 minutes. So this was the launch of my new beer brand. These are the architectural drawings for that brand, which I know Mark will turn in his grave with. I decided just to do a sketch of what I wanted the bar to be. It's a beer shack. And I thought I will send everything I own in the studio and give it to everybody to share, so we can set up an environment for people to work with. So these are quite hard to realize. I used to work by fax. So if you look at that incoming, that's a fax, which was the invitation. We've done our own beer. on the top right, there's a drawing of the rear wall and a beer glass we designed. So if you're ever in Shenzhen, you're more than welcome. This is called Beer Buddies, and that's the name of the bar. And that is Freddie and Wen, who helped sort of make the project happen, really. I had to open the bar virtually. I was in Hong Kong, they were in Shenzhen. I haven't been able to get to my studio due to COVID for a long time. I then had to go and launch the beer brand at a design event that I work with in Hebei province. So I went to a studio that normally takes photographs for weddings, and then they put the background on, and I launched the beer in Hebei province. And this is the event in Hebei province. So I'm the creative director and design director of Hebei Design Week. And what we're doing around China is creating different events to help nourish design and give real meaning and content to kind of what's going on with the local communities there. We also, in a few days' time, we launch Shenzhen Design Week, and you can see we do here all of the kind of graphics. This is a mesh, and what we're trying to do is emphasize how important it is to for communities and different industries and people to come together, especially in the Greater Bay Area. So you can see here, this is a wire mesh, and this is the graphic of the Greater Bay Area. But everything, I guess all that stuff's just done in 3D. So if you're in Shenzhen in the future, everyone's welcome. We're launching the beer brand there as well. We've got a cafe and giving free platforms. What I wanted to put this one in for is to remember that it's really important to be a pirate, okay? So I have never forgotten where I started. So the fact that I work for government and corporate clients, I decided a little while ago to go back to my roots and just punk things up. So when COVID started, what I did is, I'm a big Motorhead fan. I ordered, a lot of musicians couldn't perform, so I started ordering things from different websites from musicians. This is a Motorhead t-shirt with my logo on. Cut the neck off, cut the sleeves, cut that, and I made about 20 for various people. Now, this is the one that's in the background. I'm working with a lot of companies in California on medical marijuana, and this is the first device that actually launches this week. And it's a very simple design, but a very complex design, but it's purely dedicated towards improving the well-being. Now, I predict in the future that any married couple will need a dartboard, because if you can't leave the house, you're going to have to play darts, okay? So I think this is the product that is going to sell more than anything else, more than an iPad, really, because if you can't do anything, you can play darts. Okay, I haven't done this for a long time. So the Arsenale, very good friend of mine, Pat, that's opened in Macau. We designed a special car for them, which is for a very special showroom selling anything that moves. So we redesigned the Mini Moke. Okay, and it's going so fast. And this is my new chair that's coming on the market soon, 100% recycled and made in China. It's made of hemp, it's made of horsehair and recycled Artesian leather. So this is a 100% recycled product. I can barely see that one. This is another product we're launching, which is called Brainhead. Looks a bit crazy. It's made by my friends in Istanbul, and it's going to launch in Shenzhen in a few days' time. It was commissioned from a client, which I guess ultimately is very conceptual. This, unfortunately, at the beginning of the year, I could not get to launch any of my new products. We've got about 30 or 40 products we're launching. This was a table that was about to launch at Neocon for Steelcase. It's a cast iron table, and it was the opposite of the lightest chair in the world. And going back 20 years, maybe more, probably more, this is Katrin and Goddard on the front cover of Casa Brutus, a moment I will never forget. So I say thank you to all of the guys at Casa Brutus and my friends for actually launching my career kind of in 1995. And maybe there's one, no slide is complete without some jolly good friends, Richard Hutton and Yurtzi Seymour and Maurizio from Barbasso. I can't remember that night. but it was a very good one, obviously. And I found that and just thought, hey guys, we should all be able to get together sometime. So I think that's my little moment of PechaKucha all done. So thank you.
Michael, thank you. The crowd says thank you. Everybody was laughing. It was a really good, really fantastic presentation. Thank you so much. We've got a lot of train noise from the Yamanote-san down below. I don't know if you can hear that. We're apologies for that. But anyway, a really lovely presentation.
My favorite sentence now is gonna be, everybody needs to be a pirate. I think I'm gonna translate that into Japanese. かな。皆さん、そうですね。マイケル・ヤングがちょっと分かったと思うんですが、レベルなんですね。で、なんか海賊のスライドのもあったので、彼を持ってるのはみんな海賊っているべきなんじゃないかなという、こと、なんですが、とってもいい文章なんじゃないかなと思います。Okay, Kaizuku, thank you very much.
Astrid was saying that your designs are rubbish, Michael. That was
thank you.
No,
okay, thank you for the invitation. Brilliant. It's been a long time since I was in Japan, in your bar. I miss it, and I miss you all in Japan.
I think what is important is that you're in Hong Kong and you're doing projects in Shenzhen and behind the design week there. And I think Michelle will be talking a little bit later about Guangzhou, but we're really keen on this a new hub around Asia. We've there's a great hub around Milan and the design industries in Europe, but I think there is a major force happening here, and the work that you're doing there is really incredible. So
I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Yeah, and we'll all come together on it soon.
Yeah, hopefully those air bridges between the Chinese cities and Tokyo will open fairly soon. We're quite calm here in Tokyo, so
yeah, the first place I'll be coming will be Shibuya.
Tell us a little bit about the Mini Moke project. Is that likely to go ahead? Because it looks fantastic.
Oh no, it's done. It's in production now. So it's ready for sale. If you want to send a message, I'll sell you one. Okay. Anything on that? Anything in that presentation was for sale.
If you got time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Cool, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Later.
So we're going back to Tokyo now and to Toyota-san. Toyota-san is the architect, designer behind the fantastic soak bathhouse that we're in tonight. 18 floors above Tokyo, and he's going to talk about his work and his inspirations, and he'll be doing this in Japanese, but as we always say with PechaKucha, the images are everything, and really they'll speak for themselves. So without further ado, we'll hand over to Toyota-san.
はい、こんばんは、豊田と言います。ノイズアーキテクツというところで建築家やってます。今日はですね、このソーク、今日会場になっているソークのデザインをしたということで呼んでもらったと思うんですが、いきなりですけど、ソーク、今写真に出てるように招き猫がいます。これなんでかっていうと、シークエンスすっごいいいロケーションにあって明治通りのど真ん中にあるので、やっぱり渋谷のランドマークでデザインしたかったのね。で、マーライオンみたいのいいじゃんと。こうソークってね、今さっきから言ってるように屋上にこうフットバスがあって、みんなでこうボジョレ・ヌードパーティーとかできるところなので、水とシンボルだったらマーライオンだろうと。さすがにそんなでっかいのさすがにできなかったので、じゃあ日本だったら狛犬じゃねえと。狛犬だったらいいじゃんって思ったんですけど、シークエンス渋谷にあるわけですね。渋谷8個がいるわけですね。犬といるんでちょっとこうかぶってしまうんで、狛犬ダメじゃんと。温泉神社の狛犬スキャンに行ったんですけども、残念なんで、じゃあもうちょっと柔らかく 招き猫だったら、狛犬すごいこうみんなを脅しちゃうので、招き猫だったら、まあみんなウェルカムしてくれるじゃんということで、招き猫で行こうかって話になって、じゃあ渋谷のもうすごい東京180度見渡すバーの上で、今、吉田さんっていうこうすごく可愛い猫をデザインしてくれるアーティストの招く猫がいて、一応マーライオンっぽくね、ちょっと打たせるようになってるんですよね。で今ちょっとここから出てこないから怖いんですけど、なんでちょっと肩が凝った方は渋谷に飲みに来て、ちょっと肩こりも治るかもしれないということで倉庫を見に来てもらえればなと。でこれ今日来てない人はわからないと思うんで、中もちょっとお見せすると、中こんなになってますと。で外には、バスタブがあって、で夜景見られますと。中はバーになってるけど、一応倉庫足をつけるとか水を入れるとかなんで、水をテーマにしましょうっていうことで、中メタボールっていうジオメトリのタイプなんですけど、メタボールテーマにしてるんですね。メタボールってこの天井にあるこのボールがいっぱいあぶくみたいにつながってるやつなんですが、これがミラーボールになっていて、こう怪しい光をこう部屋中にまき散らすと。今時流行りのこうミニマルで、ロハスでシンプルなっていう感じにしなくて、もうギラギラゴテゴテのメタボール方形でいきましたと。ただそのまま行くとジュリアナ東京再現になっちゃうんで、もうちょっとこうテクニカルな味を入れるためにメタボールというジオメトリを一応入れてみましたということになってます。ただですね、これ倉庫もう4年ぐらい前から設計してるんですが、これ最初はね、和がテーマで日本酒バーにしようとか、日本の面白さを伝えようみたいな話だったので、メタボール全然和じゃねえじゃんって話を考えてたんですけども、いろいろ考えてたら、あれなんかゼンガーデンとすごいそっくりじゃんと。両安寺の石庭とそっくりじゃんということで、一応表向きはアップサイドダウンのゼンガーデンが屋上にありますよと。で日本の和の心を知りたければ、まず渋谷来いと、倉庫に来いと、ウォーターガーデンもあるぞと、ゼンガーデンもあるぞと、京都に行く必要ないからっていうことで、今皆さんコロナウイルスで非常に大変な状況ではあるんですが、everybody from the planet that once the coronavirus is over, please come visit to Tokyo, and you don't need to go out Tokyo, Kyoto. Shibuya has the Zen Garden of 2020. You know, this is the Zen Garden. ということで、ミラーボールを再びということになってきました。これあれ、画像が少し遅くなっちゃってるんですけど、これね、データが重いのかもしれないんですけど、これ今回プレゼンでちょっと調べてたら、4年前の画像出てきました。最初ね、こんな風にもうベタ和風でいくみたいな話も出ていて、この時もうこの上にこう、もうスピリティッドアウェイみたいな感じですね。で、この温泉タブの中に、客席があって、この中で飯食うって話もしてたんですけども、飯が落ちて湯がダメになるじゃんっていう保健所の許可を下りないで却下になって、今みたいな形になっていますと。でもまあこういう温泉バーみたいな話もあったんですが、まあ今みたいな話でまあ良かったかなと。で実はですね、この今ここにいる倉庫の向かい側に渋谷キャストっていうのがすぐ横にあります。すぐ向かいなんですけど、これも僕らが設計させてもらっていて、この外装とか広場とか、ノイズというか僕らの設計事務所で設計してるんですが、これの正面の今こうちょっとバラバラのパターンが出てるところですね。ここも実はミラーボールです。ミラーボールじゃなくてウォールのミラーウォールですと。これね、光の反射をコンピューターで計算をして、季節とか日の当たり方とか人の移動で常にパターンが変わって見えると。建物は固定してるんだけど、なんかいつもすごくオーガニックに自然な印象を受けられるじゃんっていうのを計算したミラーウォールになってたり、実はメタボールも床にあってですね、ちゃんと床が全部これメタボールになってるわけですね。僕らは渋谷キャストデザインしたの多分2012年ぐらいからなんですが、当時からこの明治通りを挟んで東京にメタボールの呪いをかけると、ミラーボールの呪いをかけるという長期計画をかけてたというのがちょっと今夜初めて提供できましたと。でそれでも終わらなくて、実は渋谷キャストが僕らスマートシティみたいなのに関わる機会が今はすごく多いんですけど、でスマートシティがじゃあバーチャル化したら、垂直になったらどうなるかっていうのを渋谷のキャストのクライアントに無断で勝手に設計をしました。でそうなるとスマートシティこうなりますよと。でこういうふうにこうバーティカルなスマートシティっていうのがよく僕らミラーワールドというんですが、そこもまたかかってるじゃんって、これは全然考えてなかったんですけども、ミラーワールドとミラーボールとメタボールと、まあいろいろな形でここがかかっているので、 渋谷近辺、明治通りを通ったときには、この辺、これね、うちのウェブサイト行ってもらうと、ハイパーキャストっていうところに行くと、ウェブサイトで WebAR があるので、これでここに来てもらうと、実際これ見上げられます。これが実はちょうど倉庫から、もしハイパーキャストが立ったら、見上げた角度がこんな風になっているので、じゃあまあ、こんなもんができるとすると、じゃあ僕ら渋谷キャストやって、倉庫をやって、ハイパーキャストをデザインしたので、じゃあ渋谷ハイパー倉庫っていうのがなるとどうなるかっていうのは考えたいなと思っているので、もしこの放送を三井不動産の方聞いていたら、ぜひご連絡いただければと思います。ありがとうございました。
Wow.
I see you, Brian.
ね、ディベロッパーさんって聞いたら、ぜひ、こういう感じですよ。頑張ってください。ありがとうございました。
Yeah, I just want to thank Toyo-san for a really fantastic presentation, and especially trying to build a landmark like the Merlion is in Singapore, you know, with the water coming out of his mouth. In fact, this cat has a little water jet, as you may have seen on the, squirting out. We're not going to squirt it out right now because the mic's going to get wet. But I think it's really important, and this you know, this notion of sort of cyber, not tourism, but you know, a cyber icon like this is really important. And I think some of the images of Tokyo are really fantastic. So we hope more of them get built.
If mirror balls are involved, it's always good. So we cannot have enough of them.
Right. So, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Woo! So from 18 floors up in Tokyo, we're going to go across to Stockholm next, to Ola Rune from Claesson Koivisto Rune. Again, just like Michael and the rest of the speakers tonight, without you here in Tokyo, Tokyo Design Art would not be the same, and we really, really miss you. I think you've been coming to Tokyo for Design Week and Design Art for almost 20 years or over 20 years. So it was really important that we connected with you tonight to say hello and keep that spirit up. I can keep my legs closed, I think.
Thank you, Astrid. Thank
you know what? This water's really, I think everybody can say this water's really warm. Can everybody say it's warm?
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, I got the red legs by now. Lobster legs.
Okay. Ola, I'm going to be quiet, and the 20 slides are yours. Brian will give you the countdown, and super interested to hear what you've got to say.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Astrid, too. And as you said, we have been to Tokyo for the last almost 30 years, and we miss you. We miss you a lot this year. Okay, here we go. I will briefly talk a little bit first about our relationship and our love for Japan in general, and then in the end I will show you a few slides of our latest project in Tokyo, the K5 hotel and building. As Mark says, we went to Tokyo the first time in 1992, and we've been there since every year. So I've been to Tokyo and Japan for more than 50 times, and it's like my second time. It's like my mistress and my lover. I am so happy to be there. Japan is not influencing only us, it's influencing everyone in the world right now. And one of the things are food. Young chefs comes from all over and get inspired by the chefs of Japan, which are showing us culture and how things should be made. And when we discovered Japan in the first time, we learned that there is a notion called aimai, a transition between spaces that is vague and ambiguous, and something that you don't really understand unless you are involved in it. Japan is full of contradictions and full of contrast. Not only architecture and gardening, it's in everywhere in Japan you find contradictions. That's what I find the most beautiful thing about Japan. Whenever you go to a shrine and you find out that everything is man-made and everything is set to be beautiful, it's like you go to a theater. It's like you see a stage. This project is perhaps one of the most striking things I've ever been to in my life. And this is the Teshima Art Museum on the island of Teshima outside of Osaka. You get connected with this space totally. One of our last projects last year for the design art was to make a set of furniture together with a young craftsman from Hiroshima, Takashi-san. And we made it's very difficult for him to make the furniture. Everything had to be curved. These are the bravest clients we have ever worked with. We've been in the business for 25 years, and all of a sudden, 3 young guys asked us to do a brand new project in a new forgotten area of Tokyo. Through the project, we got to learn a lot about architecture and a lot about how things are made in teams through Tokyo. And we talk English, we talk Japanese, and we talk other languages as well. This is Kurosaki-san that gave us the project. The most important person in the whole project was this guy. This is Kotaro. He runs an architecture studio called ADX. And we spoke architecture, me and him. He doesn't speak English, I don't speak Japanese, but we spoke architecture. Welcoming you to the K5 is the small box that he made from wood from his hometown near Fukushima. So it's quite beautiful that Fukushima is in the building. This guy, Kei-san, he's the gardener of K5. He takes care of all the garden, and he made this building into an oasis of Tokyo. You go inside and it's like you're in a strange garden indoors. For the project, we have worked together with 4 tenants. One is Caveman's Switch Coffee, the other 2 are Ao Coffee Bar, Gin Bar, and Brooklyn Brewery in the basement. Okay, so this is the most difficult part of the project. We had a 3-story highway on your right, behind the screens, and we had to block it. So we put the corridor facing the highway. And on the other side of this wood panel, you have the main big rooms. This is the biggest one called a loft. And you see that the central tube of fabric that this holds together your bed and the desk and everything. So in the project, we made about 20 new designs. You see the furniture over there. We made a fabric. We made almost anything that you see, the planters. It was a great project to work with, but it was made in only 14 months, which is the strangest thing. Bringing together design art, the image you see on the wall is the first exhibition we did with design art for 4 years ago. It's called Fasciam, and we put them up just to bring in some of the city inside to the building. Without these people and without another 3 times more people, this project would not have been done. There are so many people, and everyone are saying that anything is possible. That's how this project was made. And anything was possible, and we did it all in 14 months. So I miss you all, and as they say on the card when you arrive, you are so most welcome, and I will be with you as soon as I can. This is so difficult not to be there. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ola. I'm going to turn my camera on, I think.
Oh, did it not come on?
Thank you so much. I'm in the same bath as well. Yeah, that's looking pretty impressive there, all the way from Stockholm. Yeah, that's it. I got flamingos in as well tonight. Fantastic. No, we really miss you too. But congratulations on K5. It's a really amazing project. It's so unfortunate that COVID happened just as it opened. But I think it's ticking away. And we're seeing a very strong rebound here in Tokyo. We're extremely lucky that our cases, just probably like in Sweden too, are only 200 cases a day here. They've been steady like that for 2 months. And I think we're learning a way through this, a way beyond COVID, which is really great. But Astrid wants to talk a little bit more about your work.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Ola さんの話を楽しんだったと思うんですが、分かったと思うんですけれども、彼たちは日本の大ファンなんですね。1992年から毎年って日本のデザインフェア、デザインウィークで、遊びでも、よく来られたんですが、で、最近がK5 というホテルが、日本橋ってオープンしましたので、すごい素敵なホテルなんですが、よかったらステイケーションでもリモートワークそこでもよくできるので、チェックしてください。とっても素敵なホテルです。Thank you, Ola.
Thank you.
Hello to the boys.
I will do that.
Yeah, congratulations again, and we'll see you in Tokyo very, very soon. Thank you, Ola. Thank you from Stockholm.
Arigato.
Woo! Okay. So, Michelle is up next. From where are you tonight, Michelle? Are you in Guangzhou or somewhere else in China?
Yes, I'm in Guangzhou.
Fantastic. Yes. So we had the pleasure of traveling to Guangzhou through PechaKucha and met Michelle, and we saw some of her fantastic work. And again, like Michael in Hong Kong and Shenzhen, we're really keen to keep this Asia Rim, Pacific Rim going, and trying to reinforce design weeks here in Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. So without further ado, the 20 slides are yours. Brian will give you a 5-second countdown, and we'll talk to you a little bit more after your presentation. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for invitation. Yeah. I was love to sharing my what we have practiced in Guangzhou. Actually, we have practiced both architecture and arts for nearly 15 years. This is our design studio. It looks like in an old community, and that was the art museum. And it was the longest history in the southern China, and also the original place we held the PKN in Guangzhou. And this is, it was in 2006, we built a headquarter building for a client. And with his support, we set up the Fei Arts. Through a series of art projects, we have turned this private building as like a public space. And after 10 years, we found that residents nearby, they seldom come to see the projects. So we thinking about how to benefit more ordinary people. So we invite Mr. Song Dong, the contemporary artist, because he is famous to create artworks inspiring by the ordinary life. And then he designed to change the defense wall in between the Fay Arts and the wet market. And then he want to change the wall of separation into a borderless wall to attract people come together. And he want to redefine the meaning of public works. And then it is a narrow 160 meters long exhibition hall. The first exhibition was the donation from the neighbors. It was the household carrying the stored memory of the family. And then on the opening day, we held a long street banquet. The artists and patrons and everyone come, but mainly it's the residents and also the sanitation workers. And then after that, we held lots of activities along the wall. And then it changed the walking rule of the local peoples. The borderless wall adds 106 meters of walkway to the old community. This is another project we have done. It's called it's a workshop called the wet market is an art museum. We took the photo for the vendors and then show their stories behind. And when people show their respect and understanding to the vendors, the boundary was dissolved. And then after 11 years, the vendor start to step into our art museum next door. And then they put their photos next to their business license. It's the art that enhance the value of individuals. Another is the People's Garden. We encourage the neighbors to donate the containers to plant together, but not the flower vase. And they bring the rubber boots, the bath tube, and also the desk. And then we can see that the art inspire people to think out the box and then help them to explore more possibilities. From a kind of activity like this, we step out of the white box and then we change the whole community as like a borderless museum. As my work in art, I know a lot of people's very interesting. Their lifestyle, it's like they blur the line between work and life. It's just like what we have done during the pandemic era. But it was 5 years before. And then we found a factory and trying to move together. And then we divided the old factory into 6 units. It's like a vertical village. And we can open a mini art market as like we open the living room as a exhibition hall or the kitchen for like a cooking course like that. It's a workshop. And then this is the studio for the latest designer. We replaced the staircase with the ramp for the safety of her children and the dogs. And then this is the smallest one, as it's a 35 square meter with the bedroom, the working station, but the most interesting is the bathtub. It's usually as the reading area, but when he has her daughter, it's the ball pool. And that another one is the ceramics studio. He make the balcony as his working workshop, and then we integrate the pottery making, the display, and also the actual use together. Actually, we didn't design the facade of the building. We just thicken the surface and to provide the space for the according to the use of each family, like staircase or kitchen or greenhouse. It was the actual function to generate the facade. As the night falls, the building turns out to be a living museum and also a stage. Different stories unfolded every day. There was before an old wall in front of the factory, but we didn't pull it down. We make a new one around it and to create a space for like tea tasting and for the performance purpose, etc. And we found that the new addition enhanced the value of the old. I think whatever art or architecture, the ultimate purpose is to break the boundary and the barrier and to enhance the cooperation between peoples. This is what we believe and what we have practiced. We call it architecture, art and architecture. Thank you so much for your listening. Thank you for your time. Hello. Can you hear me? Thank you.
Wow.
Hi.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Again,
Thank
we
you,
were so lucky to have seen that building in real life. It's so amazing, and
Yes.
all your endeavors with art and involving the community. It's so heartwarming, and I'm kind of, I think every architect actually dreams of doing that. So we very much in admiration and try and do the same. Yeah, it's we're really hoping to kind of get you over to Tokyo next year.
Yeah,
And,
looking forward to.
Yeah, we'll find another amazing location, and if we don't, we still can kind of we can redo it in the bars. So we always know we can have the bars. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, fantastic.
Can you tell us a little bit about it says architecture on your, not architecture, architecture, and I think that it's very interesting, your connection between art and architecture. And do you want to talk a little bit about that for us?
Sorry, can you speak loudly?
Hold on. No, we're very interested in the connection between art and architecture and how you maintain that in your practice.
Yeah. Thank you. It's lucky that.
No, it's for us. It was a very moving experience, as Astrid said, when we went there and we saw your project first, and then we saw your art projects. And the gallery was amazing, and then its connection through to the meat and vegetable market on the other side. And I thought it was really ingenious.
But it's what a pity the wet market is going to be pulled down in these days. I mean, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. It's what a big pity.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's very sad.
Oh. I'm just gonna say a few words in Japanese. ミシェルのプレゼンテーションがアートと建築をできるだけつながっていきたいということで、私たちは生で彼女の設計を建物を見ることができまして。本当にその通りなので、結構感動的なんですね。どんな建築家の夢であるだと思うんですが、建築とアートとコミュニティをつながることができたら理想なんじゃないかなと思います。ミシェル、本当にありがとうございました。Thank you again, Michelle.
Thank you.
And good luck with your projects.
Hello,
Next time we come, we're gonna see you. I want to see some more.
And hello to Jason and Tom and all our Guangzhou friends, please.
Yeah. I will send your hello to them. I'm now actually in the gallery, in the art space.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we're coming up to our last presenter. Is that right, Brian? So Akiyama-san is up next. Akiyama-san is somebody that we've been following in Tokyo design art, and he was very prominent last year in the festival, and this year too he's got a really fantastic exhibition, and his work with materials and color and chemistry is really important. So I'm going to hand the mic over to him, and yeah, the 20 slides are yours. ちょっと5秒。
はい、5秒。あ、カウントがある。
本当に近くマイクが。
違う。
Okay. 5. 5, 4, 3, 2.
こんばんは、デザイナーをしています秋山です。今日は、デザイナートで今年のデザイナートで発表させていただく作品を、説明させていただきます。一つ目なんですが、クラッカーのシュリンクスという作品で、去年もデザイナートで、プロトタイプを展示してたんですけど、それの、具体的に形にした作品になります。で、プラスチックを題材にしていて、画像のようにこう、最近イメージが悪くなってしまった素材なんですけど、このネガティブな素材を使って何かこう、普遍的でパワーがあるものを作れないかというふうに考えました。で、実際に使った素材なんですけど、スタイロフォームと、水性の塗料を使ってます。すべてこう人工物と、呼ばれている素材ですね。で、このなんかネガティブな素材を使って、作品を、作っていこうというふうに決めました。はい。で、こういった工芸の、素材に使われている素材に比べてプラスチックっていうのはすごい、新しい若い素材だと思うんですけど、固定的なイメージがついてしまって、まずはそこからこうどう、そのイメージを解放していくかっていうことに、スタートしてデザインを、スタートしました。で、どう、考えていったかっていうと、量産と、均質性っていうのが価値になるプラスチックと、対比的な、パンっていう、こう、表面は、不均質なんですけど、味覚だとか、匂いだとか、違うところに価値があるものを、まあ、プラスチックにもつけれないかというふうに考えました。で、実際にどういう工程を、行ったかというと、プラスチックのこう、なんだろう、性質にこう、性質を使って、こう、収縮していく、ものなんですけど、収縮して最終的に形になる。型を使わないで形にするっていう生産プロセスを、考えました。で、これが、塗料を塗った状態で焼くと、割れる、テクスチャーと、縮むテクスチャーっていうのが現れます。で、こう、配合率によって様々なこうグラデーションが起こって、いろいろなテクスチャーが生まれることができます。で、これは実際に塗料の配合量だとか、色とか、配合物とかいろいろ試した結果のスタディになります。とにかくたくさんメーカーとか、メーカー別とか配合物の違う塗料とかを使ってたくさんテクスチャーを、実験しました。で、次の画像、ちょっと重いですね。これは形状の、実験で、スタイルフォームの地の形状によっても形が結構変わっていくっていうことに気づいて、例えばこう丸い形状のものは均質に、熱が伝わっていくので、均質に縮むんですけど、硬い、形状のものは、熱がそこに固まって、歪んでいくと。で、それをこう、まあ、その実験出た、過程を元に今回はフラワーベースという形のシリーズをいくつか制作しました。これが実際の、画像になります。で、これが、その大きいスタイルフォームを削り出しているところの写真なんですけど、まあ、写真は写ってないんですけど、実際にこう、道具とかも自分で作って、こう実際に切削して、大きいものだと1日から2日ぐらいこうかかって、手で作ってます。で、次の画像が、これが実際に焼いてるところの写真で、コマ撮りして、時間で経過をコマ撮りしてコラージュした写真なんですけど、こんぐらい収縮して、ちっちゃくなります。だいたいこう半日から1日ぐらいこう窯の前で待ち構えて、まあ、状況を見つつ焼き上げていきます。で、これが、最終的な、 もののディテールになります。今回は、蛍光色とかメタリックなカラーを使って塗料にしかできないような、色合いを持った、フラワーベースのシリーズを作りました。で、次のこの、作品なんですけど、もう一つグループ展で、展示をしていて、BTF っていうタイトルの作品なんですけど、サビをモチーフにしていて、これはインスピレーションを受けた写真なんですけど、このグラフィカルな、剛材にグラフィカルなサビが付着してるんですけど、これは実はただ錆びてるだけではなくて、こうなんか、結合時にこのサビが摩擦を生んで強く結合してくれるということに気づいて、なんかそれがすごいネガティブな印象だったんですけど、印象が変わったのを覚えています。で、少しこのエント前の作品みたいに、ちょっとしたことで、デザインとかアートと呼ばれるものが作れるんじゃないかということで、制作をしました。で、施した加工なんですけど、レーザーカッターで、サビのコンマ1ミリの、積層を削ってます。で、これが実際にできたテクスチャーで、サビのこう厚さとか、によってこう色合いが変わったり、なんだろう、この吹きの、サビのこう吹きさとレーザーのこう正確さっていうのが一つの素材にあって、そのアンバランスさっていうのがすごい魅力的だなと感じています。で、今回実際に作ったのが、このパイプを使った、形状の作品で、これは、筆で実際に書いたものをトレースデータ化してトレースして、グラデーションの線に、しています。で、もう一つが、この板状のサブ6番のホームセンターとかに売ってる 1.6 ミリぐらいの板なんですけど、これに、これはレーザーの強度を変えて3段階にして、色の層を出してます。サビもなんか、実は厚みがあって、層ごとにこう色が違うのが、これで見てわかるかなというふうに思います。で、実際にこれが作った最終的なオブジェクトで、これは、ギャラリーウォーターさんでグループ展として展示しているので、ぜひ見に来ていただけたらなと思います。以上です。ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much. What a great presentation. And we really love your work from last year and this year too. You've really got a fantastic show. I'm really interested that it is, let me just zoom out a little bit here. I'm really interested how it sort of relates to Japanese pottery and glazing. It's almost the same. There's this, but it's the contemporary version of that, yeah, with different materials. And it's very, very special what you're working on. So thank you very much.
はい、なんか秋山さんが結構楽しんでるんですよね。いろいろこう実験やりながら何が出てくるのか分からずみたいなっていう、まあなんとなくもう最近ってね、なんかコントロールしてるんですけれども、でも結構なんかこうびっくりチャレンジみたいな感じ、何が出てくるのかっていう、そういうのってすごいこう楽しいんですね。まあいろいろカラフルとかテクスチャとかやっぱり、また今度ってそれどうやって使えるのかどんどんなんかもしかして、私たちも使えるのかなという今度のプロジェクトでどうですかというなんかずっと見てるんですね。でもなんかこうオブジェ的にもなんかこう食器みたいなとかなんかそういうのももちろんとっても美しいのでぜひ、またいっぱい驚かしてください。はい、ありがとうございました。
Bubble machines going on here, but I don't know if you can hear, but it's extremely noisy here. We had the bike boys go past and trains and all sorts of things. But I wonder, Ola, have you got any comments? It's quite difficult for us to hear you actually, because of the background noise. You can hear.
No, I can't hear you.
It's quite difficult to hear you, Ola. But I wonder if you've got any final comments before we go. There's Michael. Yeah, we're going to try and make a shugo shashin, but I think we're going to do that and paste them in. It's quite difficult, yeah. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to try and take a picture of everybody, which means you're going to be in, you're going to be here. They can, no, they have to be Astrid. Everybody has to be on over here. Okay, so we're going to do that on the computer, yeah, Astrid. But I think everybody should crowd in together. Let's all come in if we can. And I'm going to try and open up the, so hey, here we go. There we go. Hi. Okay. So first of all, we have somebody to introduce you to, and it's the reason that we're all here tonight. And it's Akio Aoki, who is the director of DESIGNART Tokyo, and he's done. Brian, I can only see your ass at the moment. So this is Akio Aoki, and he's the director. And really, the big founder. We're all founders, but he's the big founder. And it was a very brave decision he took to go ahead with the event this month. Yeah. Thank you so much. And we want to. There are 77 exhibitors, 100. So there are 77 locations, 150 exhibitors, and we're expecting 100,000 people over 17 days to see the exhibitions. And through the online events like this, and tomorrow and Saturday we have a big conference happening. Check it out on designart.com. We're hoping to touch 1 million people around the world, and I think these hybrid events are really important going forward. We can't just like not do things. And so I think some of the lessons we've learned here today, we'd like to spread out to other design centers too. 青木さんも日本語英語でちょっと一つのこと。日本語も OK。
そうですね。コロナ、COVID-19 ですごいみんな大変だと思うんですけども、東京みたいに今ね、マークが言ってくれたミックススタイルで、デジタルとあとフィジカルで、やっぱりリアルにやらないと世の中変えられないっていうふうに思ったんですね。やっぱり今いろんな国大変ですけど、東京でいろんなこうフィジカルにやるうまくやり方を、こうテストして、でこれがこう世界でもいいケーススタディになっていけたらと思ってますので、ぜひ皆さんデジタルでもあとはオフラインでも楽しんでいただければ。
Yeah. So Aoki-san was saying that we see this as a positive thing and a chance actually for events to get together. It's a way for us to connect in a different way. We were kind of sitting on our laurels a little bit just having physical events, but this way we can begin to get together with you and with everybody around the world. And we see this as a chance that we can actually get the word of what's happening in Tokyo out to 1 million people as opposed to 100,000. And I think it's something that Michael and Michelle and all of us will be thinking about. And this is a case study in Japan of how we're gonna try and do this. So we have we have 4 hybrid events on Friday and Saturday. And Aoki-san over on, if you go to our Facebook page, he's doing daily or almost up to the minute video guides of what he's seeing. And I think there's lots of learning here. And I think that this is a chance for us to make design weeks more interesting and actually to reach a larger audience. And I think it's really great. A couple of things I want to say is that we're using Tokyo as a showcase. We're not building a big venue. We're doing this in stores and in galleries, and we're co-curating across those. It's the first thing. Second thing is that everything on display is for sale. And so you can buy the art, you can buy the designs. And there's also a loan program. If you want to buy a really expensive piece of Michael Young or Claesson Koivisto Rune furniture, there's a loan program which can spread that over 10 or 20 years. And I think that's really important, you know, that because the product lasts that long, other than Michael's beer. But anyway. No, but I think those things are important, and that's a really key thing to DESIGNART Tokyo. And I think all of our design weeks around the world are going to be held in different way. And I think Ola in Stockholm too, but Stockholm Design Week has got to, we all have to transform. And I think it's a positive thing, COVID. We have to see it as a positive thing and not a negative thing. I'm talking too much. That's why it's always 20 slides, 20 seconds. So, have you got any closing points over around the world?
Well, I think you managed quite okay. It was fun to be joining you.
Well, it was fun to talk to you. We have all these trains going past. We're 18 floors up, and the sound sort of reflects in. It's the architect's problem. No, it's not your problem. Yeah, those bloody architects, they're all the same.
Hey, and Mark, I'd
anyway,
just like to say
we want to thank you all. We're going to do a big photo right now. Oh, and there's a couple more people here that's just crept in. So no, we have to Shun first a little bit. Shun should say hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Nihongo mo daijoubu. Kawakami-san is the graphic designer that's been doing all of the fantastic graphics for DESIGNART. So I just want to introduce him.
そうですね。じゃあちょっとデザイナートとペチャクチャナイトはほぼ同時にアップデートを続けているので、今年も来年も、このまま、今年がフィジカルとデジタルがトライの年であれば、来年はフィジカルとデジタルをより融合させてアップデートしたデザイナートとペチャクチャナイトになればいいなと思っています。
So who else is here from the founders, Astrid?
永田さん、はい。
一つこと。Thank you so much. So we're going to draw it to a close now, so we can have a little swim in the bath, and it's actually really lovely and warm, actually. Although it's only probably it's quite chilly out there. I want to introduce a few other people here. I want to say a big thank you to Brian. You should come over here, Brian. We can't see you. Okay, now he's going to try and do a Shugo Shashin. So this is Brian, projector dude, looking after all global things. I want to say a big thank you to all our KDA staff that let us get away with this folly. So thank you to everybody here, everybody at PechaKucha and everybody at DESIGNART that's put on this really great event. 77 locations, 150 exhibitors in this very difficult moment. It was a big risk to push through with this, but I'm really glad we did, and I'm really glad we're trying to do this in this ridiculous, fantastic location. So Brian is gallantly going to try and take a picture of it. So you're on a screen here, guys. You can't see that. Maybe you can see. Can you see the picture there? So Michael, get closer. Get closer. Get closer, get closer, get closer. So we all look at Brian. No, we can't get in front of that. We need to get some bloody flamingos. We have a flamboyance of flamingos. I'm going to breathe in a little bit and look, Hold on. Brian, but don't get your ass in front of the camera. That's the only thing. That camera's important. Okay. Okay. Hold on. DESIGNART! Hey. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Ola.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye from Tokyo.
See you.
Bye-bye from Seoul.
Bye. Thank you.
No, thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you for